Tom Burke. He's a heck of a great guy. He is the president of Vietnam Veterans of America. By far, the Vietnam Veterans of America did more legislatively for veterans than anybody else. And additionally, they were always the ones that were on the ground in the future wars when we came home from Desert Storm, Iraqi Freedom, Afghanistan. You could always see Vietnam veterans. I literally seen them in Germany when we landed in Germany. They were in Ireland. They were in every landing spot that U.S. troops were coming back or deploying. And Tom Burke is the lead of this organization. And I want to introduce him. He's also a Gold Star brother. His brother was killed in action in Korea, and he has. It's a humbling story to hear that. When you talk about patriotism, that's what we think about, and we think about people that have sacrificed more for others. And so, Tom, you got the mic.
Thank you, James. Appreciate it. I've been asked, what is the patriotism of Vietnam veterans? And if you look at their record, the Vietnam veterans came home to a nation who did not want them. They left their homes, they went overseas, they did their duty, and when they came home, it wasn't what they expected. We have true patriots in Vietnam Veterans of America. Why? Because they did their duty, they went, they came back, and they tried to reassemble into a normal life. But the normal life really didn't happen for a lot of them because they came back with secret wounds of war, something in their head, something in their body, something that they couldn't cope with. They didn't know how to cope with it at the time. And the military and the hospital systems had no idea what they were facing. So it was very difficult for them to come home and have no support and to reassemble into a civilian life. We took that time with real horror in some instances because they had no help that was available to them. Yet they came home, they tried to do their own civilian operation jobs. They tried to keep themselves going in a society that really didn't want them. It was a terrible situation. But these are true patriots. They stayed, they did their jobs, they went into civilian life. They tried to find their way. It was difficult, and we tried to make sure that the American people at some point would appreciate what they did. It took a lot of years for the American public to decide that the Vietnam veteran was actually the patriot that we all knew they were. It took time, it took a lot of discussion, it took a lot of understanding on both sides in order for us to come home, really come home, in a situation that was bad, in a situation that nobody wanted. But as time went on, we were accepted finally by the public of the United States, and we were able to reassemble and reassimilate to a normal life. It took a long time, but we're all glad that we went through that situation, and we were glad that we finally had an opportunity to tell our story to the people of our country. I think after so many years, they finally understand that you can't blame the warrior for the war. And the fact that people have finally said, thank you for your service. It is a great thing for any veteran to have that thing said to them. It is something that we will cherish for all of our lives. And we appreciate the American people for coming back and finally deciding that the Vietnam veteran was a real patriot and served their country with honor. And we thank you for that.